bounce our Mender. We get a draw, and then when it re-enters, we gain 2 life. And it has a +1/+1 counter on it, so good value here. Fading Hope absolutely saves the day. So does the Skyclave. Let's friggin' go. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having an absolute magical day. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. Playing Magic the Gathering Arena Standard Best of 1 with a blue and white Flickered deck. Looking to exile and then return to the battlefield our permanents, whether they're creatures or artifacts in this specific build, for massive amounts of value. It almost smells a little bit like Yorion. In today's video, we'll break down the deck list, talk about the strategies, the synergies, showcase this within the gameplay footage, and then wrap up with our final thoughts and deck review. It would mean the world to me if you could leave a like on the video, a little thumbs up down below, even comment if you have any questions or concerns, and subscribe to the channel, of course, for more killer content just like this. Let's take a look at the deck. Here we are with the blue and white, also known as Azorius, Flicker. And Flicker is a, I guess, not necessarily a mechanic, but a archetype, if you will, that revolves around exiling and then returning to the battlefield your own permanents. And we're looking to do this through artifacts and creatures, gaining value through the reoccurrence of enter the battlefield and leave the battlefield effects. Simply explained. Now, to break things down a little bit more in depth, first off, let's go through the ETBs. The Circuit Mender is our most valuable, as it has both an ETB and an LTB. I don't know if that's the appropriate abbreviations, but for 3 mana, as a 2/3, enters, gains 2 life, leaves, draw a card. And when you flicker this yourself, it comes back, right? It exiles, which gets the leaves, and then it enters, which gets the enters. And that's a really, really good value and something we can just double down on over and over again to propel us through our deck, finding the other forms of interaction that we require, also helping us survive through the life. We can remove things through the Skyclave Apparition. For 3 mana, it's a 2/2 when it enters the battlefield. Exile target non-land, non-token permanent you don't control with mana value 4 or less. Basically everything early game, right? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You know, the tokens can be frustrating when your opponent removes the apparition or when you bounce the apparition, but we're mitigating this through token removal, so it's really not a problem. And we actually look to do this as a primary form of removal in the deck as a strategy. So don't worry about giving them the token, because we have a way to deal with that here as well. We may as well talk about that right away. The Portable Hole for 1 as an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls with mana value 2 or less until it leaves the battlefield. So this is the way that we'll be dealing with the tokens. Again, the tokens don't exist in exile, so when we bounce the Portable Hole, they're not going to be gaining value from those tokens that we've taken previously, which is really cool. So Skyclave Apparition, all of the non-token permanents, and then when you're bouncing the Skyclave, they're going to get that token, and then you can take that through the hole. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. You can also Fading Hope, which isn't an ETB, but it's a good way to take care of those tokens from the Skyclave Apparition when you are doing the flicker effect to it. Furthermore, we can also take care of the tokens through Touch the Spirit Realm and then bounce this, and then they won't gain any value from that. However, this is an enchantment, and we don't necessarily have a way to bounce this, so keep that in mind. I say that it's a possibility, but it is not in this deck. However, we can channel it to use a flicker effect here, exiling target artifact or creature, then it returns to the battlefield at the next end step, which is quite nice. Other ETBs through the Elite Spellbinder for 3/3/1 with flying, and we'll look at our opponent's hand, exile a card, they can still cast it for 2 additional mana. Then we have the Spirited Companion, 1/1 for 2, when it enters, draw a card, which is really nice here. The Soul of Kamigawa for 4 mana, 3/3 with flash and flying, when it enters play, target permanent we control gains indestructible as long as we control. So if there's any single targeted removal, we can interrupt it and apply further pressure through the flying. And then Master of the Winds. You're gonna need a mast if you're out in the winds, baby. Look at this thing. 1/4 with flying, Sphinx Wizard. Whenever you cast another wizard or an instant or sorcery, you can change the power and toughness from 4/1 to 1/4 and vice versa, which is really nice. We can get some pretty consistent damage in here, and the draw to discard is a good way to propel us through our deck, and a really good defender, a really good attacker, and, you know, really nice draw engine. So getting job done quite nicely here through the Master of Winds. The Hallowed Respite. Now that we've talked about the ETB creatures, let's talk about the Flicker effects. For 2 mana, exile target non-legendary creature, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. If it entered under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Otherwise, tap it. So opening up our attack lanes, or getting the ETB value from ourselves and then buffing up our creatures through the +1/+1 effect. Planar Incision also for 2. This time at instant speed to exile target artifact or creature. So this can get the whole, which is quite nice, or any of our creatures. Bringing it back, obviously, and then with the +1/+1 counters as well, which is quite nice, giving us a lot of damage, which I honestly do not mind. Turning the Mender into a 3/4. It's allowable, right? And then again, Touch the Spirit Realms channel for 2 with the same effect minus the +1/+1 counters, right? So there's a few ways to be flickering our own creatures. Again, we can use Fading Hope as a poor man's flicker because you're going to have to re-spend that mana on the spell. But again, it's very, very good as well to protect your creatures against removal. The Elite Spellbinder we talked about. Yeah, that's the deck. Of course, the land here is fairly consistent. This is my favorite lands. It's 2 Caves, 2 Nganjos, 2 Auris, and 2 Storm Giants with the pathways and the duels. Just very nice, consistent land base with the deck as well. So let's see how this build, which is, not typical, not something that we've really seen much of. Let's see how competitive it can be, because I honestly don't think it's that bad. It's not as good as Yorion, but we do have other potential field bounces like Semester's End that we can talk a little bit more as we wrap up today's video after the gameplay footage. So again, thank you all for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, become a YouTube member for exclusive non-Magic the Gathering related content. Recently, we were playing Kirby, just having a ton of fun. So go ahead and check that out. But most importantly, enjoy today's gameplay. Opponent goes first. That's fine. We have a turn 2 creature. Removal in response if they're really aggressive, which is pretty nice. They are. Now, is that something we need to worry about? Their 2-drop Goblin better not be scarier than this. Get out of here with that 3/3 haster. It's only 2 mana, I believe, right? Javelineer, that's fine. Also not really ideal, but we can hang. Here comes a draw through the Companion. The Mender for life gain, that's fairly acceptable here as well. Then maybe we just hyper bounce the Mender. And you have to exile that Apparition for sure. Sorry, not exile with the Apparition, I should say. Or do we... I'm gonna take the Skyclave and then just get the token, and then we can hard exile the token with a hole again if we need. Just playing defensively. Looking for the 4th land, even if we can Mender Hope. That would be okay. Gain 2 life, draw a card, gain 2 life. Totally acceptable. I think we force it, and if they have removal, they have removal. Just remove it. Decent. Not necessarily worried about it yet, because we can chump block while bouncing the Mender back, and then the Spirit Realm can take it later. It's just nice to get anything with the name Goblin, like the creature type, out of play, because it's a tribal deck, and they're going to have spells that are like, goblins. Here we go. Goblins get +1/+1, so that's why we want rid of those goblins. Really? Maybe we just take the draw again. We could just bounce the 3/3 as well. Okay. Drawing our artifact. This is good. Maybe let's just bounce the 3. We get the scry. It's not a goblin, so they can't sacrifice it. That's fantastic. It can stay. We take the Trash Master. It's going to make these other creatures far less dangerous. 2/1/1s. This one creates a token, but the Mender can block. They could sacrifice to destroy the artifact. They do. Right, we get the draw when it leaves the battlefield here. It's a Master of Winds. Fantastic. A really good defender against the Goblin deck here is a 1/4. Goblins get +1/+0, right? So those goblin effects are pretty scary. I dare you. Sure, it's not great. We can just bounce our Skyclave. That seems fairly fun to me right now. It's not the value that we typically want, but the removal here is so good. Ay caramba. There'll be a white source, please and thank you. And I suppose let's just grab a draw. This is good to, you know, trade. Creature as well. Cantrip through the trade provides positive net gain. Javelineer is pretty good. Do they have a spell to remove the Skyclave? They do. Oof, that's not great. Still 16 life, thankfully. Master out. Lost the land. We can bounce it with the Spirit Realm. We might also just want to save that for removal, as we already have plenty of bounce spells available to us. This is fantastic. Got your token. Got your token. Good game. They don't like that one bit. And of course, we have the ability to bounce the wins, take some more draws, which is really nice. So good value here. Going first, what can stop us other than bricking on 2 land? Nothing! Oh, we really are set up here, aren't we? Unfortunately, it's not a very aggressive hand, but we'll get the job done with an immediate exile on this commie. Hashtag get out of here, bro. Might be the scoop. Might be the scoop. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. No, apparently not. That's good too. Let's bind it out, I guess. Or do we just... Let's be greedy. There's so many spellbinders. Flying might be what saves us here. No attacks. Kodama is indestructible, and they have non-damage based removal. We could get a good chump block exchange that they're not expecting, maybe. It's gonna be as good as it gets, though. Rune of Might. As long as it's not Rune of friggin' life gain, Randy. Bed it up. This is a big hit here. Unpleasant. Back all of the counters on the champion. Very smart of you. Stop it, HGG. Don't be a bully. Everyone's learning at a different pace. This is instant speed. We could wait. We have 5. We can cast for 3. Oh, you dirty dog. Sky Clays are going to give them the value they need to continue this match. No attacks, chilling, end turn. I'm worried. I mean, this is a tier 1 deck without any questions. They play a land, I think, still. I don't think they're... Well, they could play a land and then ruin. We should have done it first, I guess. If they ruin the visitor, we fucked up. Pardon my language. They do. No, so greedy. So utterly greedy. Oh, we should have done it first because they get the draw here. My bad, my bad, my bad. Just gonna snag this. Fading Hope is not bad. They have so much. Let's get into this hand, I suppose. Bearded Companion provides a draw, so get out of here with that. This is where things get a little bit dicey for us. I would directly just play this other showdown. It's fine though, because they're going to lose it here if it's not played. Oh no, that's the one they will, no, they don't lose that. That's the one that was exiled with the binder. Like, why does it, this was the first one, so they're fine. They keep that. They're good to go. It's not great. They're going to push into the token, which is actually really good for us. Right, why not give it trample here? You've come this far, just toss trample on it. Plan goes. Okay. Not great. Not great. Instant speed shenanigans on the apparition next turn. Or do we take that now? I think we take it now. Get the lifelink. This is a 4-1. Let's smash. Smash Bros coming at ya. Good hand. This should basically give them lethal, though, on return, wouldn't it? Hard to say. Go for it. Don't be scared to get, right? Get after it. I'm gonna take out that visitor. I'm okay with this. With 13 life, they're down to 14. We have our 9, 10 confirmed. Dude, I guess we are a little low. 13 if we can flip the master. Which is not quite enough. And they have life gain here. Oh, that's gonna hurt. The rune deck is good. We should have played defensively, I suppose. But it's like, how do you ride this out? I do not understand how you can outgrind this deck. That has got to be it. GG's HGG. Lord have mercy. Hello, good game, my friends. Wasn't worth it in the end. Oof. Opponent goes first. I'm gonna mulligan. Keep 6. This is worse. Toss the incision. A lot of removal. I guess that part of it is decent, but I don't know. Depends what the matchup is like, right? Looks like the removal might be dead. That will help. And honestly, you know, just here's a sad slave. One sad slave. 4 mana, that's frightening. Swing for 2. I'm not going to play the winds into a counterspell. Just chill out, man. Let's bounce it. Now it's a 3/3. And that's why we didn't play the Master of Winds, because it would have been annihilated because we don't have anything to protect it. Unfortunately, there's nothing for us to exile of theirs here. They really want to take it. We lose our counter. But hopefully they're just like frustrated. Can't get that freaking thing out of here. Maybe we draw land and we can protect ourselves. Not quite. We retain access through flashback. We're tapped out though, so they can get down and dirty, and we can't do anything about it this turn. Huh. That spends a pretty decent portion of their mana. We get the go ahead, which honestly is fantastic. This is so good. Let's just play it safe. We have protection. Discover the impossible. You do that. Looking at the top 5 cards of their library, exiling one of them face down, the rest into the bottom of their library in a random order. That's as far as I got. Oh no. If you're interested, we could pull it up. You may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. You can have it. Think. Nah, you can't have it. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I want the scry instead. Beep boop bop. Ba-doop boop. Beep boop bop. Kind of sucks, but it's all right. And our turn. Interesting. Let's try. Beep boop bop. Iota. Soul of Kamigawa. Getting counterspelled. Beep boop bop. Not great. Tapped out now though, and that's out of their hand. Not really tapped out, but black mana up only. We could hit for 11 through the Fading Hope trigger. I think we just keep it for protection, though. I mean, extra 3 damage is cool, but getting them down to 1 doesn't win the game. What wins the game is getting to the next turn. So that's our focus. Right? Easy. Going first. What can stop us now? Probably many, many, many things. It's a fairly janked up deck. What we haven't been able to do yet is just Circuit Mender, Circuit Mender, Circuit Mender. That's what I want to do. Unlimited circuit value. Take everybody to Circuit City. What's really fun is the semester's end. If we could potentially make just like a whole bunch of Circuit Menders and then semesters end them all, you'd get that bounce effect like Yorion could provide, which would be so cool. But it's hard to really get 4 of them in play a game unless we're copying them, which I guess is a possibility. It's possible. Let's grab 2 life here. Mono black snow, blood on the snow, going to get down. Going to get dirty, and when they do, our Coyote might save us if it's only -2, but there's a good chance it's going to be -3, and that won't save us, so we can only be protected against single targets, right? Or field life that wouldn't kill the soul. Brush stroke. Am I in alchemy? Have I been playing my deck in alchemy format this whole time? I meant to be in standard. Oh, gross. Quite literally. Disgusting. Let's see if we can beat an alchemy deck. I think we can. We must have been playing the rest of the matches in alchemy as well. And winning matches. So that should be a harder format to compete in, correct? I don't know. It's meant to be a standard deck, though. Just having realized this now. Maybe that's why our opponent was roping us. They're like, I'm getting beat by a standard deck. Oh, gosh. Fine. I like to make things a little bit more difficult, right? Standard deck, alchemy Q. Let's go. All right, they've got 2 mana. Whatever. This is pretty good. Oh, shoot. We should have played our land first. It's fine. We'll save it. We'll save it. We'll save it. Hopefully we don't get a field wipe this turn. Could be worse. We needed to hold up the blue mana. Fine. Don't ask questions. If they want to kill the companion, that's fine. Go for it. You've done your country a service, dog. Thanks for the draw. Land out brings them to 5, 7 available mana through the treasures. Double twitch, attack. Comes the field wipe. Here comes the field wipe. Here comes the meat hook or the blood on the snow. It's the meat hook. Get hooked, kid. Ouch. That's less than ideal. They get the token, whatever. We get a double draw. They get a double learn, so, you know, they do get good value here as well. Kind of a bummer. Discard a plains. Companion can draw. Could be worse. Professor Onyx. Are you friggin' kidding me, Randy? Greatest power. That's funny. Masters a 1/4. Never has that been more helpful than right now. Never once has that been more helpful. We dog. We draw. We respite the dog. Flip the master. Take the draw. Kill the professor. Oh, easy. Come on, you can do it. Just a couple quick clicks away.
I have more important things to do.
We have to take that meat hook. We just leave it. Like, whatever, right? End turn. Let's hold up our planar incision. A Sagi. Get sedged out. So this is going to make a lot of pests whenever they cast an instant or sorcery. Or copying. That's the nice thing about Magecraft, but I don't think they've got copies. Let's take another draw, dodge the removal. Klein, we want that as strong as possible here. Land, that's fine. They have 2 mana available. Is that a trade? It is. We gotta get rid of this hook. Let's see what we're dealing with. Not good, I'll tell you what. It's really bad. No attacks, we're chilling. We are chillaxing, I guess. We need to get around these. It's acceptable because we can just like get rid of it. Now, if they spend their treasure, that's fine. We Skyclave it. Removal instead. Interesting. Keeping that in their hand. Definitely a conservative play. Take a draw. We're going to take a nice hit here as well. It's healthy. We're chilling. We have 4 mana up, whether it be the soul or an incision. Both are acceptable. Professor, which is a forced sacrifice. There's no way around this.
Onyx to you.
A plus instead. Interesting. Losing 1 life. Looking at the top 3, 1 into hand, 2 into grave.
Come on, there's got to be something.
Not great.
Ugh.
They're going to take the soul. Fine, just get that out of here. The book is killing us. We don't have life gain. We need the Circuit Mender for life gain. Grab the Twitch. Push our attackers up. Grab the meat hook. Play the Professor.
My motivation.
All in tapped and turn. This is risky biscuits here. We can bounce a Flyer, the Wizard of Winds. Oof. 6. They don't have enough for it. It costs 8. We're actually going to put this here, block, and then bounce it. Take their Blood Artist out. Having some fun with the build, right? This land doesn't matter. It thins our library, which is, I guess, beneficial. Fine. Line doesn't matter. Just get this over with quicker, more quickly. Y'all know what I mean. We should have done that first and had the blocker. My bad. Lands are no good. Past turn, we're down to 2. I think they just have lethal. We have 3, 4 defenders. We'd survive. We'd go down to 1. Oh. No, we do not. Good game through the brush strokes. That was a great match, though. I really had fun there. Opponent goes first. Sure. Hopefully they're a creature-based deck. Our removal is on point. Just looking for the next land, right? Companion can help us out on that front. Ranger's class, pretty good. Looking for a second island here. Go aggro OP. Okay, that's a target. No attacks. We could double block. I don't think that's good, but it is what it is. Oof. Guess that's not an option. Hit for 3. Oh, I don't know. Attack leader. Still gonna get hit for 3. Wow, this is aggressive. Holy. Ay, caramba. No blocks. Hopefully we get something good here. 2 drop? No. That's looking like it might be game. Wow. You're not doing enough. The tokens are beating us. Using Skyclaves instead of stars. We have holes, but we're not drawing them. Should have doubled on the pack leader, I think. Yikes, down to 8. Oof. We just die. We just die. We just die. No! Ouch, rough win rate, bro. Going first, I like the hand. Not gonna ever use Fading Hope on turn 1, so we can just chill. Ruin deck. Back in standard rank. We were in Alchemy for the first couple matches, and we're back. We've kind of figured that out, and we're like, oh, that's not what this deck is supposed to be. Let's grab a draw. This portable hole is pretty good. Right, we're just going to take the Kami out. Fantastic. Grab another draw. Beautiful. Rune Forge out. That's great. Not the end of the world. It's good though. We're gonna grab Trample. Land. Oh, so let's get some damage going. Blood Haunting, you're gone. No attacks, just chill. We interrupt the draw. That's what they're looking for. Good card. Interrupt the draw. Our And goes to the bottom. They've already played their land this turn, so the Runeforge isn't being cast. Chico has no target. We get a turn, which is great. Circuit Mender is active. Oh, Lord. Hitting for 5 here, down to 14. We've played our Incision active, so, you know, it's really hard. Because they're going to grab Haste. They're going to play it for 3. They have a land, gives them 2. They grab Haste, they grab Lifelink. Let's end turn. Just hold up the Incision on the Mender. I do think that's the best option. We'll see how it pans out for us. So here's a land. Here comes the Runeforge Champion. Kind of expecting this for the most part. There's the lifelink. Do they have haste as well? Should we bounce it? And then they don't get the draw. No, you can have it. Let's bounce our Mender. We get a draw, and then when it re-enters, we gain 2 life. And it has a +1/+1 counter on it, so good value here. Fading Hope absolutely saves the day. So does the Skyclave. Let's friggin' go. That champion. Ooh, don't mind if I do, Hugh. Don't mind if I do, Hugh. Big hit. Let's go. Take the draw. This is the land. It can be played, and we still hold up Fading Hope. That's not too shabby. Down to 6. Wow. Look at us go. I think we win. How did we just beat a Runes deck? Maybe this deck is more competitive than I first had given it credit for. Ooh. Now we got pretty lucky here, I think. Circuit Mender just has such fantastic value when it's flickered or bounced. Flicker's a better... Well, it really can be bounced and replayed, I suppose. Just going to cost a little bit more. We got them ropes up. Sodium-rich diet calls for a lot of water. Yeah, take care of yourself, right? Maybe the deck performs drastically better in Standard. After this match, I'm going to say yes. I understand. It's pretty goofy. It's a pretty janked up deck, but maybe we could work together to improve it. I just love bouncing that Circuit Mender. That's kind of what it was based around. Honestly, there's no Yori on here. Semester's End. If you could make an army of Circuit Menders with Semester's End, that would be amazing. Unfortunately, I think that's a little greedy guts, but it's fine. Here is the win. Take our turn. Take our swing. Ooh, we're not even going to get there. Yeah. Well, that's okay. Shout out to everyone in the play queue who loves to just trash my YouTube content. What, did you have a rhythm that you were trying to keep up with? Let me just walk away from my computer. Have fun with this. Hey, is this the second person who we've ended today's gameplay? Like, their game session is over. They've closed the program. They're done with this. And I do think this is our second victim today. Many apologies, community. I don't mean to be out here murdering you. But I do love the deck. I like the deck. Big ol' hit. Big ol' hit. 50% win rate is not bad. It'd be better. Well, I think it would have been better if we weren't playing the majority of our matches in Alchemy, but hey, it is what it is. Let's take a look at the deck and maybe talk about where we can go with it from here. Holy Toledos. So kind of mixing up our queue here, playing in the alchemy queue a little bit. But then into the standard queue, and the deck still is performing decent, actually, in both queues, which is nice. So no matter which one you prefer, and I would actually be curious as to what that answer is, if you want to leave that in the comments below, whether it's standard or alchemy, this deck is going to compete and at least be good to finish your quests. It's not as budget friendly as the other version, and this is the version that inspired the variant that we came out before this, the aggro version. But you know, there's a lot more rares here, but I do think that the deck might be a little bit more competitive long term if we can fine tune it. With that being said, can we just make multiple copies of Circuit Mender and then use Semester's End? If you're unfamiliar, let's pull it up here. For 4 mana, you bounce any number of creatures or planeswalkers, then they get a +1 or a loyalty counter on them, which is so good. So just imagine having, like, you know, 6 Menders in play and then, you know, bouncing them all. Oh my gosh, that would be fantastic. That'd be so good. So these are the kind of thoughts that I have. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Have a magical day. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, become a YouTube member, yada, yada, yada. We'll see you soon in the next.